Okay. So 152 कर देता हूँ. Okay. So every time you call this function, create file, it is going to pickle one list, which will be of the form uh, book number, book name, author, and price. And one such record should be entered. Of course, these value will be asked from the user. And once these value have been asked from the user, it will be put inside the list as separate elements. And then uh, this list having those elements will be pickled using कौन सा है उसमें dump function use करके of pickle module. It will be serialized and pickled in that file. And then second part says whenever you call whenever you call this function, which is countRec, it will also accept one name, that is one string value, which will be author name. And then one by one, you will be unpickling value. And how do you unpickle? By loading. So every time you load one, every time you call this function, it will start loading one by one all the records, and it will check if because once you load one record one time, you will get one list, the first list which was pickled in it. And then in that list, you will check whether the second element matches the value passed. If it matches the value passed, that means that book record has been written by, or that set of records has been written by this, or has the author name this. And once it is that, ठीक है, you will इसमें क्या करना है, and returns the number of books. You will increase the counter by 1. And how many times you shall do this? Till the time you have recovered back, or till the time you have read one by one, or loaded one by one, or unpickled one by one all the objects. Okay. Now you tell me, in when you pickle objects, there any mechanism of knowing ki how many objects were pickled? Or when you unpickle it, rather, when you load the objects, is there any mechanism to know कि how many objects? देखो, क्योंकि तुम्हें ये चेक करना है कि how many of the records which were pickled had the author name which was passed. ठीक है, तो पहले बार रिकॉर्ड को रीड करोगे, लोड करोगे. ठीक है, once you load the record, okay, once you load the record, and just a minute, my alarm is going off. Okay. Yeah, once you load the record, then you will check, and that record will be a list. The second value of that list, the second element of that list, index position at that list, is the author name or not. If it is there, the counter will increase by 1. Again you will go back, you will read the second record. ठीक है, तो इस तरह करके बार बार हम लोग रीड करते रहेंगे. तो टेल से नहीं होगा, टेल से कैसे हो जाएगा? तो तुम्हें तब तक रिकॉर्ड को रीड करना है, फर्स्ट रिकॉर्ड रीड करिए, then you will match the author name. If it is there, you will increase the counter by 1. Second record, you will unpickle it or load it, then you will again match. तो इस तरह करके लूप चलना है, and you have to run as many times as there are records. तो is there a way? जब हमने पिकल पढ़ा था, तो क्या ऐसा कोई तरीका है कि which will tell me कि how many records or how many objects were pickled in it? ठीक है, तो let's suppose if you are not able to figure out, the answer is there is no way to know how many objects are pickled or you can write dumped in a binary file. Okay. नहीं इंक्रीमेंट करोगे कब तक करोगे? एवरीथिंग वी पिक नहीं, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि यूजर ने कुछ रिकॉर्ड्स पिकल किया, हाउ विल यू कम टू नो कि हाउ मेनी रिकॉर्ड्स आर पिकल्ड इन द फाइल? व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग, व्हेन यू वांट टू काउंट रिकॉर्ड, ठीक है, तो तुम्हें एक लूप चलना है. देखो, you will read the record, and you will load it back in the form of the list. Okay, and that list will be this structure. And then when you load it back, you will match the author name if it is matching the same name which was passed by the user in this user defined function. अगर वो same name होगा तो you will increase the counter by 1. Again, then you will go back. You will read another record. तो ये तुम्हें तब तक रिकॉर्ड रीड करना है जब तक कि फर्स्ट रिकॉर्ड रीड हो गया, मैच डेट, सेकेंड रिकॉर्ड रीड, मैच डेट, थर्ड रिकॉर्ड रीड, मैच डेट. अब वो एज पर मैचिंग या नॉट मैचिंग यू विल इंक्रीज द काउंटर, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग. But you have to read the records again and again after loading it or unpickling it. So how will you come to know when you have read all the objects? So there is no way to know. Okay, so there is no way to know how many objects are pickled or dumped in a binary file. Therefore, the moment all the records, moment all the objects have been unpickled, the next attempt to unpickle or load will result in an error. हम लोग देखे थे ये चीज, ठीक है, will result in an error. देखो प्रोग्राम में दिखाता हूं. Let's say let's serialization, yeah. देखो, I had shared this file. एक चीज, not this one, maybe यही था. इसमें मैंने कहीं बताया होगा कि फर्स्ट टाइम, चलो नहीं बताया तो फिर से देख लेते हैं. प्रोग्राम 2, वीडियो ब्रेक कर रहा है क्या? नहीं, एरर कभी फॉल्स नहीं होता है सौरभ, इसीलिए लास्ट क्लास में हमने एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग पढ़ा था. वेलकम टू दैट. ओके, सो ये बताओ, ये मुझे क्लियर कर देना कि वीडियो लैग कर रहा है क्या? अच्छा ठीक है. नाउ सी, ये देखते हैं कि once all the objects have been pickled, the next attempt to pickle, to unpickle, sorry, will result in error exception. Unpickle मतलब loading. तो how do, पहले मान लेते हैं एक फाइल बनाते हैं. We'll create one file. Handler is equals to open open my file dot dat. Okay, my file dot dat. I'll create in, let's say, read binary mode. Okay, close कर लिया. बीच में I will create an integer object 10. I'll create a tuple hi 1 2. ठीक है. So let's say there are two objects and I pickle one by one each of them in the file ताकि उसका exact snapshot या exact state gets saved in the file in the serialized form or in the byte stream form. Okay. So यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will pickle it and we know that pickle करने के लिए we will, let me directly copy it. ठीक है. अच्छा, इंपोर्ट नहीं किया है मैंने. जस्ट पिकल यूज कर रहे हैं तो वी हैव टू इंपोर्ट दैट मॉड्यूल. ओके, सो वी हैव नाउ this part, following part deals with pickling two integer objects. Now here what I'll do is I will here in the following part we will attempt to unpickle three objects. दो pickle किए हैं but we'll try to unpickle more than what has been pickled. ठीक है. And like we have seen कि next attempt should result in error. Okay, so now pickle करते समय the file was written in opened in write binary mode and then it was closed once all the pickling work was done. Now next time if you want to retrieve back you will have to read from that file and then load. So for reading you will have to open the same file in binary mode. Read binary mode. Okay. Now open किया तो close भी कर लेते हैं. And in the middle part we'll try to load from the file which has been now opened, which is containing the pickled objects or serialized objects. We'll try to recover one by one the exact state when it was pickled. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll write x is equals to, कुछ भी ले सकते हो, a भी ले सकते हो again, but let us keep x. X is equals to pickle dot load and you will give that file handler. And y is equals to pickle dot load, You will give that file handler. And Z, I'll try to pickle 3 times. पहला पिकल किया, उसको प्रिंट कर लेते हैं. Print X. Second object I pickled, I'll print it. Print Y. Third object I pickle. देखो हमने दो ही ऑब्जेक्ट को पिकल किया था, तो थर्ड ऑब्जेक्ट आई अनपिकल. I'll try to print that as well. What do you think in which line it should give you error? Which line number should throw error? Which is the first line which is going to result in the error? Line number बताओ. Line number 18. That's good. Very good. देखते हैं. 18. क्योंकि there is no third object which was pickled. Here we know because ये हम लोग प्रोग्राम लिख रहे हैं. Okay, but once the file has been written और वो भी append mode में मान लो खुला हुआ था. अच्छा मैंने गलती किया ना यहाँ पे. When you are pickling it should be in, let's say, append binary mode या read binary mode. Generally append होना चाहिए so that next time somebody opens that file to unpickle a new object, so it should not erase the previous ones. Okay. हाँ तो we don't know यहाँ पे तो because we are seeing कि दो two objects have been done, but let's say this file was run many times और ये append में होता तो maybe ये two करके ये many times ये हो गया होता. Same state, ये दोनों का same state repetitive states capture हो जाता. Okay, in that case also we'll not know कि how many times it has been done. So देखो first time it will give error. देखो कौन से लाइन में एरर आया? लाइन नंबर 18. रैन आउट ऑफ इनपुट मतलब कोई नेक्स्ट ये था नहीं. ओके और ये तुम्हें 2 मिल गया था. ठीक. सो इस तरह के केसेस में एक्सेप्शन आ जाता है. ओके नाउ नेक्स्ट टाइम देखते हैं. नेक्स्ट टाइम रन किए तो क्या हो गया? व्हाई इट एग्जीक्यूटेड. याद करो फर्स्ट टाइम यानी एग्जीक्यूटेड दिस प्रोग्राम, जब फर्स्ट टाइम एग्जीक्यूट किया था तुमने प्रोग्राम को, तो बिकॉज दिस इज इन अपेंड मोड, द फाइल myfile.dat contained these two objects in the serialized form. नेक्स्ट और जब तुम इसको अनपिकल करने लगे तो only 2 objects could be successfully unpickled. But next time when you executed the same program, again it started executing from the beginning, and then the file, because it is in append mode, these 2 states were captured and it was still there. Okay, in the serialized state. But next execution also led to capturing of this state again and this state again. Okay, so इसीलिए फिर से उसका यही same state 1 and 2 का फिर से copy हो गया. So now you have 4 objects serialized. Though it is a different thing that for one single object 2 serialized states are there. That is okay, different. But so therefore third time it was able to capture again the third one, which is again 10. Fourth फिर z के बाद एक और variable में करोगे तो fourth time भी हो जाएगा. But the thing is, the fact is कि you are never sure कि how many objects have been pickled there. And if you are not sure, then there is no mechanism of knowing in advance how many times the loop should run so that you can successfully pickle all the objects one by one. Okay, ये concept समझ में आया? What is the concept? That कि once all the objects have been unpickled, the next attempt to unpickle will result in an error or an exception. In other words, there is no mechanism to know that how many objects have been pickled in a binary file or how many objects are pickled in a binary file if you are trying to unpickle from it. So in advance, there is no mechanism to know. Let me know if this concept is clear or not. Priyanka, Palak. Okay. ठीक है. तो considering कि you have understood this, नहीं समझ में आया तो बताना. We will see कि then how to successfully unpickle all the objects Yeah, if you are using a right binary, so every time it will give you error. क्योंकि right binary though one time it will write two objects. Second time when you again write the same file, again previous will be deleted और फिर दो ही लिखाएगा. तो every time the count of objects will be 2. ठीक है? तो therefore it will give you error every time. हाँ, append में पहली बार error देगा, next time onwards it won't give you error. Then how to successfully unpickle all objects from the binary file? So if I tell you there is a file, if there is a file मान लो जिसका नेम है book.dat and you don't know how many objects are to be unpickled from it, just a minute, how many objects are to be unpickled from it, then keep unpickling till you get an error. Till you get an error or exception. So the moment you get an exception, that is clear that your file has come to has successfully unpickled all objects. क्योंकि when the moment all the objects have been unpickled successfully, the next attempt will give you error. So the moment you get error, that means you can be sure that your file has been successfully read or successfully you have unpickled all the objects from the binary file. So let's see how we can do it. What we will do is, let's say there is a file, we'll import pickle object. And because we know that there is a file already, there is a file existing which is containing I don't know how many pickled objects. So I'll open that file for reading so that I can read and load from that file. So read binary mode में open करेंगे in a memory location labeled as fh. So Once you have opened the file, now you don't know how many objects are there. So what I will do is I will run an infinite loop. ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं पता है कितनी बार है, तो मैं रीड करते रहूंगा इनफाइनाइट टाइम्स. ओके, तो हाउ डू यू रन एन इनफाइनाइट लूप? इनफाइनाइट लूप रन करने के लिए ऐसे लिख सकते हो, while true. while के सामने whichever condition is, till the time this condition is met, it will keep on running. But if you write true directly in front of while, that will mean the condition is always true. ठीक है, अगर ब्रेक करना होता तो कुछ ऐसे लिख सकते थे, while मान लो I is equals to 10. I'm just giving, मैं while loop छोटे से रिवाइज कर दे रहा हूं यहाँ पे. So while I is less than equals to 10, okay, print I. Once you print I, then next line in the body you increase I by 1. तो इसमें क्या होगा? First time not 10, इसको 0 ले लेते हैं. First time I is 0, तो पहली time 0 is less than equals to 10, it will get inside the body of while loop. 0 will be printed. I will become 1. Next time I, which is 1, is less than equals to 10, so it will again get inside, print I, the latest value of I is 1, 1 will be printed. फिर I will become 2, so then it will again come back here, 2 is again less than equals to 10, फिर अंदर आएगा. इस तरह करके it will print till 10. The moment I becomes 10 के बाद 11, it will come here and 11 will not be equals to 10, so this condition will become false and then it will come back. So till the time while finds that in front of it the expression evaluates to true, it keeps on running. Okay, so but here in this case, if you directly write true, so this will always be true, so it will always execute. Excuse me. Yeah, it will always execute the body, and then again it will come back here, again it will find true, so it will keep on going, ये repeat होते रहेगा infinite times. Okay, so ये तुम्हारा रफ था. Now अच्छा ये बताओ, लूप को टर्मिनेट करने के लिए how many ways or what is the possible way to terminate a loop? Be it infinite loop or non-infinite loop, loop को अगर बीच में abruptly terminate करना हो तो in how many ways it can be done? Anyone? How many ways loop can be terminated abruptly? बताओ, किसी को नहीं पता? सौरभ, अखिला, पलक, 3 ways. अच्छा बताओ कौन कौन, which are the ways? Terminated abruptly. Break, error and completion of the loop. Abruptly मैंने बोला है तो नॉर्मल नहीं होना चाहिए. So though Saurabh, you have got good. I'm really impressed. तुमने 3 में से actually 2, अगर total लेंगे तो 4 होगा, but abruptly break करने का 3 है. Though your answer was correct. But the third one is कि let's say your loop is inside a function and inside the body somehow return statement is executed. ठीक है, तो रिटर्न होगा तो वो तो फंक्शन के बाहर ही आ जाएगा, तो लूप तो छोड़ ही दो फंक्शन के अंदर में. So there are 3 ways. एब्रप्टली में, एंड अगर सिर्फ यहां लिखा है टर्मिनेटेड देन 4 हो जाएगा, ऑफ कोर्स द नॉर्मल कंप्लीशन. सो फर्स्ट इज ब्रेक, second is second is if loop is inside function and then return is encountered. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, कुछ इस तरह का def abc, okay, while मान लो infinite loop here true, and then some lines are there, all of a sudden कहीं पे उसको return मिल गया. So जैसे ही रिटर्न मिलता है, इट कम्स आउट ऑफ द फंक्शन. जब फंक्शन से ही बाहर आ गया तो लूप तो छोड़ दो, उसके अंदर ही था फंक्शन के. द मोमेंट रिटर्न इज इनकाउंटर्ड, इट कम्स आउट ऑफ द फंक्शन एंड द फंक्शन गेट्स डिस्ट्रॉयड. तो फंक्शन ही डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया तो फिर वाइल कहां से रहेगा उसका. ठीक है. इफ रिटर्न इज इनकाउंटर्ड एंड, चलो ये तो समझाने के लिए था, एंड देन यू हैव योर एरर केस. वाइल ट्रू फॉल्स ये क्या लिख रहे हो? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट? बॉडी में तुमने फॉल्स डाल दिया है, सो क्या होगा उससे? एंड ये एब्रप्टली है. और अगर तुम्हारा नॉर्मली पूछे टर्मिनेट कि हाउ मेनी वेज लूप कैन बी टर्मिनेटेड, इफ द क्वेश्चन इज स्टिल हियर, देन फोर्थ आल्सो विल बी देयर, दैट इज नॉर्मल टर्मिनेशन आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग ऑल द रिक्वायर्ड नंबर ऑफ राउंड्स. ठीक है. इज दिस थिंग क्लियर कि हाउ मेनी टाइम्स, हाउ मेनी वेज लूप कैन बी terminated? Okay, but here we know that the loop has to be, we will read here record, we'll read record is equals to pickle dot load fh, and then मान लो कि मैं सिर्फ रिकॉर्ड प्रिंट कर रहा हूं, तो आई प्रिंट रिकॉर्ड. तो इसमें क्या होगा, this program will, and finally outside the loop you will write fh dot close. Will it achieve this purpose? Will it be able to read all the files successfully? पहला रिकॉर्ड रीड होगा, then second record read होगा, print करेगा, third record will be read, printed, fourth record will be loaded back, unpickled and read will be printed. इस तरह करके any number of records is there, finally it will terminate because of error. अच्छा, दिस थिंग, ये while में हम लोग क्यों लिख रहे हैं इसको? अच्छा, फर्स्ट प्रियंका टेल मी, डू यू नो इन एडवांस कि हाउ मेनी रिकॉर्ड्स आर देयर रिटन इन दिस फाइल? अच्छा, वेज टू टर्मिनेट लूप. देयर आर 3 वेज टू, अच्छा चलो दिखा देता हूं. ways to terminate a loop. First is normal. नॉर्मल में क्या हो जाएगा? फॉर आई, या वाइल लेते हैं, लूप मतलब फॉर या वाइल कुछ भी. I is equals to 0, I is while I is less than equals to 10, print I is equals to I plus 1. This can be done with the for also, no problem. तो this में, इसमें क्या हुआ, I 1 रहेगा, I को 10 टाइम्स चलना है, I 10 टाइम्स चला और बाहर निकल गया. ठीक है, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. I को ये 10 तक जाना है, वो 10 तक पहुंचा और फिर वो बाहर निकल गया. ठीक है, फर्स्ट टाइम I will be 0, then it will print I will become 1. Next time you will compare whether I, that is 1, is less than equals to 10. तो इस तरह करके then it will come again, print 1, I will become 2, 2 check I now has become 2 to 2 less than 10 equals to 10 हाँ तो इस तरह करके 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 normal completion of the loop हुआ. So this is the first way it can be normally terminated. Second is using break. मान लो कुछ मैंने कंडीशन नहीं दिया I is equals to या कुछ ऐसा लिख दिया I is equals to 0 हमने लिखा while true print I फिर I is equals to I plus 1 and here I wrote if I is equals to 5 then break. Okay, what will happen here? I 0 था first time, it will come inside, this is infinite loop क्योंकि हरदम I will while के सामने true मिलेगा इसको, it will keep going inside the body, execute all the statements of the body, then again it will come back. अब देखो इसमें क्या होगा, first time I print होगा, what will be the output? For output will be I is 0, this being true it will automatically get inside, it will print I, तो I का current value is 0, 0 print होगा, it I will become 1. Okay, and then you will check is I is equals to 5. So no, I is 1. So I is not equals to 5. So it will not break. It will again come back. Again true. अंदर आएगा. Last value of I was 1. 1 print होगा. ठीक है? फिर I will become 2. Here it we will check is I which is 2. The last value which was modified was 2. Is 2 is equals to 5? No. It won't get inside the body of if. ठीक है तो ब्रेक नहीं मिलेगा इसको तो फिर टॉप पे चला जाएगा इस तरह करके 2 3 4 प्रिंट होगा आई इंक्रीमेंट होते होते एंड देन व्हेन आई इज इक्वल्स टू 4 उस बार ऊपर जाएगा ट्रू मिलेगा आई 4 प्रिंट हो गया आई विल बिकम 5 हियर व्हेन इट विल कम is 5 I which was 5 is equals to 5 yes it is 5 it will get inside the body break milega and what is the use of break whenever break statement is encountered within a loop it will break it will terminate that loop it doesn't matter whether it is while or for loop तो लूप ब्रेक हो जाएगा और ये while के बॉडी के बाहर इसके ये कोलोन वाला बॉडी के बाहर it will come out it will reach at this level okay so ये बताओ ये first two cases प्रियंका have you understood कि one is normal completion one is termination of the body of the loop due to encountering break okay great third देखते हैं third है when return is encountered inside function मतलब क्या मान लो कुछ ऐसा लिखा हुआ है समथिंग लाइक def abc अब ये फंक्शन का देयर इज नो मीनिंग कि व्हाई आई एम राइटिंग दिस फंक्शन बट जस्ट लेट्स अज्यूम ऐसा कुछ है एंड देन यू हैव I is equals to 0 and I write while true and I write if I is equals to 2 return I else you can write I print I not I is equals to I plus 1 अब इसमें क्या होगा now if I call this function abc तो होगा क्या this being the function won't be executed first time when you call it the signature will be matched this function will come into existence I बराबर 0 है first I is equals to 0 you have assigned then you will get inside the body while के आगे true है automatically it will get inside the body okay and then if I is equals to 2 no I का value 0 है so this is not correct तो return won't be encountered okay इसको थोड़ा सा modify कर देते हैं we can write like this x is equals to and print x. Okay, so I is not equals to 2. So then it will come in else I will become 1. Again it will go back, come inside. ठीक है, फिर now I was modified to 1. I is 1 equals to 2. No, it will again come to else में I becomes 2. Then again go back. Is now I 2? Yes, I is equals to 2. Again return पे आए, return पे I मिल गया. ठीक है, the moment this became true, it will go inside the body of f. Return is encountered. जैसे ही return मिलता है, it will uh, throw back the last value of I, the current value of I from the point where it was called. So it will throw back I at this point. Okay, this call will be replaced with the value of I when it was returned was encountered, which was 2. X will get assigned 2. The function will get destroyed. Okay, and then next line will be executed. Therefore, the output will be printed as 2. करंट वैल्यू जो x का वैल्यू आया था, x में 2 आया था. So did you see कि this loop got terminated because of encountering of return statement? ये समझ में आया? I'm just giving hypothetical scenario so that you can understand कि when in which all cases it will terminate. प्रियंका, ये बताओ. And others as well can let me know. Okay, now fourth क्या होगा? फोर्थ में मान लो कि ये है ड्यू टू एरर, ड्यू टू एरर और एक्सेप्शन, एरर और एक्सेप्शन. इसमें क्या होगा? Let's say I tell you to write a program to accept 10 names and print it. तो कुछ ऐसा लिख सकते हो. You can write something like 10 names accept करना है. Every time you are going to accept one new name. So I'll run it. I'll ask for the value for I in range 1 to 11. I will ask value 10 time name is equals to the program is accept 10 names and print it. Name is equals to input और not names, इसको मैं कर देता हूं except 10 numbers, 10 integers and print it and print them. So you can write here this is not related to pickle. इसका एक छोटा सा यूज आया था, therefore I have gone into it, but it's just a basic concept. Num is equals to int input. You can write please enter a number. Okay, and then you can print. So the moment you are getting a number, you are printing it. तुम बोलोगे इसमें error कहाँ आया? Error can come. Let's say first time you gave a number, output में इसका. First time you gave a number 10, it will print 10. Second time you gave 20, it will print 20. Third time you gave 30, it will print 30. Fourth time you gave as an input high. So can high be converted into high which is there be converted into integer? No, it will result in an error. Okay, so in that case यहां पे अगर मैं ऐसा लिख दूं if anytime a string a non-numeric input non-integral integral input is provided an error will occur, error or exception will occur, and loop will terminate. प्रोग्राम ही क्रैश कर देगा तो लूप तो टर्मिनेट होगा ही. So now tell me, are the four ways clear in which a loop can be terminated for or while? Normally using break, if the loop is used inside a function and return is encountered, and fourth, while execution of the loop in one of the rounds, something wrong happens. Be it the different wrong type of input is provided or something goes wrong, some exception is thrown. ये बताओ, इतना समझ में आ गया तो we'll complete the part की what we were discussing. Is it clear? Priyanka and others? ये बता दो. Okay. Fine. Now, अब हम लोग पीछे आते हैं. So here ये बताओ कि if I'm running an infinite loop, and in that infinite loop, every time the loop goes inside its body for execution, it reads one record which has already been pickled and prints it after retrieving the object in the same form when it was captured. So after deserializing it, object का original form आ गया, and then you are printing it. It can be list, string, anything. So you will print it, then you will read another object. So it will go on. But will this program be successfully able to read all the records? Yes or no? My question is, everyone can try. Vishnu Priya if you're there. Acha, Saurabh believes yes. So Saurabh believes yes, but others as well. Prashant को भी लगता है yes. What about others? देखो. Yes, this will successfully read all the records, or successfully read या unpickle all the records हाँ, but finally क्या होगा? Records, but it is not an elegant way. Why? As after reading or unpickling last record, last not records, objects लिखो, क्योंकि we are not sure कि वो list ही है या क्या है. All the objects pickling last object, loop will terminate due to error. Will terminate due to error, and file will not be closed, and file handler fh won't be closed, क्योंकि वो यहां तक पहुंचेगा नहीं. One of the rounds, last round के बाद a new attempt में it will throw error in the body itself, program will crash in the body and file won't be closed. Fetch won't be closed. ठीक है? So how to handle that? अब इसको हम लोग कैसे हैंडल करें? So what is an elegant way? This is the last part, then we'll stop today. So what is the elegant way? What is the elegant way? Elegant way is same. जो प्रोग्राम लिखे थे वही करना है. We'll write import pickle. Then you will open the file. File handler is equals to open book dot क्या नाम था उसका book dot dat. Read binary. Then whatever is this section which may throw error. Yes, Saurabh, that is a very good solution. अगर with से open करते हो तब कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगा. I'll come to that, but मैं without with बता रहा हूँ. Why I am explaining this कि तुम्हें समझ में आएगा कि solution answer वो पेपर जो है sample पेपर में वो क्यों try यूज किया है. तो what you will do is the part which will throw error or which may throw error can be written inside try. ठीक है. तो ये जो पूरा पार्ट है ना जो यहां से यहां तक while loop पूरा try के अंदर लिख देंगे. We have read exception handling. The part which is prone to throwing error or which may throw error or which will throw error should be written inside try block while true, and then we will read record open not open, sorry, pickle dot dump load, sorry. Okay, print record. So till the time this is going fine, this will execute. The moment it throws error, it will enter into except block, and in the except block you simply जो काम बचा हुआ था तुमने रीड कर लिया है. What is left? The thing that is left is close the file. ठीक है. यही चीज उसमें तुम्हारे हाँ ये आई करेक्टेड इट सर. तो यही चीज यहाँ पे बचा हुआ था. देखो द मोमेंट यू विल रीड ऑल द फाइल द नेक्स्ट अटेम्प्ट विल थ्रो एन एरर. ठीक है. द मोमेंट इट थ्रोज एन एरर इट विल फॉल इनसाइड एक्सेप्ट. वी रिमेंबर कि जब भी ट्राई ब्लॉक में एरर आता है इट डायरेक्टली जंप्स इनसाइड एक्सेप्ट ब्लॉक. ठीक है. और यहाँ पे तुम्हारा ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स हैव बीन रेड. द ओनली थिंग दैट इज लेफ्ट इज क्लोजिंग द फाइल. तो क्लोज कर देंगे. अनदर ऑल्टरनेटिव इज दिस इज सॉल्यूशन 1. सॉल्यूशन 2 जो सौरभ बोल रहा है. ठीक है. बट सौरभ उस केस में भी जानते हो ना क्या होगा कि योर फाइल विल बी क्लोज्ड. ठीक है. यू मे यूज विथ. ठीक है. कुछ ऐसा करके लिख सकते हैं. दैट मीन्स समथिंग लाइक दिस. We can do something like ये. और उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम है सौरभ. क्या प्रॉब्लम है मैं बता दे रहा हूं. क्या मैं गलत कर रहा हूं सर. लोड एफएस सर इन योर प्रोग्राम. अच्छा अच्छा. ओके ओके ओके. करेक्ट. सॉरी. हाँ. सो व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम हियर. अगर विथ यूज करते हो तो फाइल विल बी क्लोज्ड. यू आर करेक्ट. विथ ओपन as fh ये कर सकते हैं, बट इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है ना कि इट विल रीड द रिकॉर्ड, द फाइल विल आल्सो बी क्लोज्ड। ओके, पर इसमें होगा क्या कि तुम्हारा स्टिल जो एरर आएगा ना क्रैश करने के बाद, ट्राई इट आउट, वो जो एरर आएगा वो दिख जाएगा स्क्रीन पे। हियर एरर वोंट बी रिफ्लेक्टेड। एरर, इसको ट्राई करना, विल बी रिफ्लेक्टेड। दो फाइल विल बी क्लोज्ड, ठीक है, और एरर यहाँ पे नहीं दिखेगा। क्यों? जस्ट जैसे ही एरर आएगा, वी जनरली डोंट डिस्प्ले द एरर पार्ट, विल ओनली डू व्हाट इज गिवन इन द एक्सेप्ट ब्लॉक। तो वो एरर नहीं दिखेगा इसमें। सो एरर वोंट बी डिस्प्लेड। वो जो रेड कलर का स्क्रीन फिल हो जाता है ना कि दिस लाइन्स ऑफ इनकाउंटेड एरर एंड वो वाला पार्ट, इसमें नहीं आएगा। ठीक है, try and exception will be there, just resources will be, हाँ, I didn't get you सौरभ, यहाँ बोल क्या रहे हो तुम? What my objective is कि is it clear? ये वाला भूल भी गए हो तो doesn't matter, मतलब ये उतना ये concept जरूरी नहीं है, but what I wanted to say is कि whichever section is prone to error, पहले तो हमने सारा प्रोग्राम को रीड किया, देखो how we reached there, we read one by one all the records, ठीक है, but how we came out of the loop, we came out of the loop because of the error, but in this approach error will be thrown and the file will not be closed. So this is not a good way. So what we did was we wrote the entire same thing, but the entire part which is going to result in error, we put that in try block, and the moment error comes, except block will be executed. तो सब read भी हो गया, print भी हो गया, and when error came, ठीक है, after reading all the records, when next attempt was made, this threw error and exception, and then it went inside except block, and then file was closed, and no error was also displayed, file was also closed, and all the objects were also read. अच्छा, नहीं, वो तो मैं एग्जांपल में दिखा रहा था। देखो यहाँ पे मैंने बुक डॉट डैट ही लिया है, वो व्हेन आई वाज एक्सप्लेनिंग दैट वो प्रोग्राम, तो उसमें माई फाइल ले लिया था नाम। फाइल इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, कंसेप्ट इज इम्पोर्टेंट कि फाइल का नेम क्या था, वो तो सही कर लोगे तुम लोग। ओके, सो दिस इज द कंसेप्ट। ये कंसेप्ट समझ में आया एवरीवन कि हाउ वी हैव रेड ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स डिस्पाइट नॉट नोइंग कि हाउ मेनी रिकॉर्ड्स आर देयर। We waited for the error. The moment error came, we were sure that we have read all the records. Okay, and when that point reached, we simply put that piece of code inside try block, और जैसे ही सब कुछ read करके error आया, we went into accept and closed the file. ठीक है, we waited for the error to come. The moment error comes, file is closed by going into accept, but not before printing all the records, because the error only comes when all the this objects have been read from the binary file or loaded or unpickled from the binary file. ये concept बताओ, is it clear? विष्णु प्रिया, अखिला, ठीक है ना। एक चीज और देख लो, ये सोल्यूशन देख के हम लोग फिर, प्रियंका समझ में आ गया कि हम लोग एरर का इंतजार किए हैं, एरर आ गया, दैट मींस वी आर श्योर ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स हैव बीन रेड, बिकॉज जब फाइनल रिकॉर्ड करने के बाद नेक्स्ट इज अनपिकल्ड, फाइनल ऑब्जेक्ट के बाद नेक्स्ट इज अनपिकल्ड, it will always throw error. So the moment error came inside infinite loop, we were sure कि error was thrown because of not finding any further here object to be read. ठीक है, एंड उसको एलिगेंट बनाने के लिए we put that error prone section in try. The moment error occurs, File was already read by the time, objects were already read by the time, and we closed it. Right. So let us see that now in next 2 minutes we will see what was the objective of the question. उस question में क्या था? Question में था कि once you have read the record, ठीक है, each record, you will match whether the record का second element, second index position पे, if it is the author name is same as what was sent there. देखो ये वाला पार्ट देखो. Count rec function was done. This will read all the file. This will read all the objects. यहाँ पे देखो इस सेक्शन में पूरा ऑब्जेक्ट्स को वो कर रहा है, रीड कर रहा है. ठीक है. It will run in an infinite loop. Fetch first record object. First object जैसे ही मिला उसको चेक किया कि the author which was passed to it, is it the same as that record is, we know because that all the previous records that were all everything of all the objects previously which were fed in were of list type. ठीक है. तो इस list का which is the author name का position क्या है? 0, 1 and second index position. So इसीलिए check कर रहे हैं कि the moment we read first record, we are checking if in that record which is now recovered back or unpickled in the and restored in the original list form, we are checking that whether the first object which is list in this form is in that list at the second index position, which should be the author name. If that author name, whatever is there, is matching the author name that has been provided by the user when calling the function, if they are matching, that means we have found one record with that author. ठीक है. फिर नेक्स्ट रिकॉर्ड रीड होगा, अगर मैच कर गया फिर ये नम 1 से बढ़ जाएगा. ठीक है. सो द मोमेंट the records for which this author will match, only then will the counter increase by 1. Okay. And when the moment this ends up reading all the record, it will throw an error. Error क्यों throw करेगा? Because no further any further attempt to read the next object from the binary file will result in the error. ठीक है. And then in which case the file will be closed. And the last value of num will be the number of records with the author name given as the same as the author name which was provided. ठीक है. तो एंड वही तुमको बताना है कि वो रिकॉर्ड जो रीड किए हो उसमें से कितने वैसे रिकॉर्ड हैं, हाउ मेनी सच रिकॉर्ड्स आर देयर वेयर द ऑथर नेम और द वैल्यू एट द इंडेक्स पोजीशन सेकंड is same as the author name passed by the user when calling the function. ठीक है. So वो num को 0 लेके count बढ़ा के every time we have incremented count, and the last value of num after all this reading, error throwing and file closing has happened, the last value of num will be returned, which will be the number of records having the same author as the one which was provided by while calling the function. तो यही ऑब्जेक्टिव था इस प्रोग्राम का. Write a function here in Python which accepts the author name as the parameter and count and return the number of books by given author which are stored in the binary file. तो हर रिकॉर्ड को मैच किए, जिसका भी वो ऑथर नेम इंडेक्स पोजीशन 2 पे मैच कर गया, तो that was counter was incremented in such cases by 1. The last value of num will give you the number of records having that same author name. तो ये बताओ, टेक अ लुक फॉर 10 seconds या 15 seconds कि सेम फाइल में पहला पार्ट इज फॉर इंसर्टिंग वन बुक रिकॉर्ड एंड सेकेंड part which is another function for finding out how many such records are there with the author name this. ये दोनों पार्ट जो है इस क्वेश्चन का क्लियर है या नहीं है? ठीक है. क्वेश्चन ये है जिसमें और सॉल्यूशन इसका ये है. एक बार ये देख लो. जस्ट अ मिनट. अच्छा, बहुत छोटा हो गया ये तो. Anyways, so if it is fine, so we'll end up. Okay, and ये बता दो और उसके बाद तुम्हारा काम क्या है आजकल कि इसका जो सेकेंड पार्ट है और वाला पार्ट है वो खुद से देखना क्या है क्वेश्चन में, ठीक है, उसका सोल्यूशन लेके भी बैठना। ओके, सिमिलर कंसेप्ट इज देयर, सिमिलर सेम कंसेप्ट इज देयर, जस्ट ट्राई इट आउट, समझ में आ जाएगा। उसी का डिफरेंट वर्जन है, सेम टाइप का प्रोग्राम है, ठीक है, जस्ट लाइक दिस पार्ट। सो आई नाउ एक्सेप्ट कि तुम लोगों का ये जो 5 मार्कर है ये यू शुड नॉट थ्रो इट अवे, ठीक है। दिस इनफैक्ट यू शुड बी वेटिंग फॉर दीज क्वेश्चंस टू ग्रैब। क्वेश्चन खोलो, सबसे पहले पेपर का लास्ट क्वेश्चन खोलो और देखो कि वो तुमसे बन रहा है और बनना ही चाहिए। 100% you should be able to solve. I should be first thing that when I get the paper I should turn to the last question and will see yes it should be there, and the moment you see it you should be filled with joy कि हाँ ये मेरा 5 marks 100% है, ठीक है। Now what we are going to do is, if you have understood this, what we are going to do is in we'll I have given you 2 other days as well, 7th and 9th I guess, जो भी है उस 2 दिन में we will be seeing normal file handling और उसमें कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं ताकि वो क्वेश्चंस मिस ना करो तुम लोग। Yeah, CS pre-board is on 10th. So we'll be meeting on 9th, one day before it in the morning. And then we'll be meeting I think on 6th. मैथ्स में 2 दिन का गैप है ना, सो आई विल नॉट टेक इमीडिएटली द डे बिफोर द मैथ्स गैप जो है उसका स्टडी लीव जस्ट 1 डे बिफोर, तो 2 days बिफोर रखते हैं। आई थिंक दैट विल बी 6th आई गेस। ओके, जो फर्स्ट स्टडी लीव है मैथ्स का उस दिन मिलेंगे, नॉट ऑन द सेकेंड वन। ओके, सो 2 classes are required for file handling, don't miss them. तो आई गेस कि इस बार तुम लोगों के सबके मार्क्स 10-15 मार्क्स ऊपर जाने चाहिए। और इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस पिछले 3-4-5 साल का सीबीएसई एकेडमिक वेबसाइट पे जाओ, सारे का सॉल्यूशन डाउनलोड करो और जितने भी पॉसिबल मार्किंग स्कीम प्रीवियस क्वेश्चंस सब में देखो क्या आया है और उसको सॉल्व करो। इसको भी देख लेंगे एक बार और, बट इसमें भी मार्क्स लूज नहीं करना है। सो आई थिंक 15 लास्ट 15 मार्क्स स्टैक का एंड ये वाला क्वेश्चन और ये सब तुम्हें फाइल हैंडलिंग का जो 10 मार्क्स है ये सब लूज नहीं करना है। ओके, ठीक है, विल स्टॉप हियर एंड डोंट वरी अबाउट